Have you at any point in time felt demotivated and uninspired to continue to sell? Especially when it looks like there's been a sudden dip and you're not seeing results the way you expect to see results. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what to do to create a sales routine that would help you get sales consistently. My name is Yoro Gwigwe. I am a business consultant specialized in Salesforce management. I've trained over 23,000 salespeople across 5 countries: Nigeria, Ghana, USA, UAE, Rwanda. I worked in an organization where I was given a target to sell to high net worth individuals, 20 HNIs in a single month. And I was able to bring in 21 high net worth individuals in a single month. I also grew a portfolio of $3.5 million, over $7 million in less than 11 months in another organization. And I was sent, and my picture was in the papers talking about how I'd been able to achieve this great feat as at that time. I also participated in a sales competition where I was able to become #1, and I was sent for the World Cup for an all-expense paid trip. I'm an author of several books on sales, and I've been featured on a lot of media platforms to talk about successful selling. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what you can do right now to stay inspired, motivated, and ensure that you excel when you sell. Now, first of all, what do you stand to lose if you give up? Remember, there were circumstances upon which you decided you wanted to go into sales. Somebody says, but Yuri, I only got into sales because this was the only job available. I didn't see any other thing. Okay, now that you're here, you have stayed for quite a while. Even if it's just a few months, even if it's a year, you have been here all this while. Why are you still here? Somebody says, Yuri, but I'm still here because I've not seen anything better. If I see anything better, I will get into something else. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes we don't really expect. I remember many years ago, I was working in Standard Chartered. The MD of Standard Chartered came to have a meeting with us. And he said to us, somebody asked him a question. He said, sir, how did you become CEO of Standard Chartered? So he said he wanted to go for his master's, prepare for a different career. And he just thought, let him just get this first job. And that was his first job he got, working in that organization, Standard Chartered then. And when he got the job, he just decided to give his best. You see, if you do mediocre things because you don't think you're in the best place to be, and you act less than the best of yourself, it will become a part of your character, and it will transit into other areas. So this man said he just decided to focus and give his best on the job while he was waiting for his next best opportunity, only for him to realize that he eventually grew to become CEO, which was actually his next best opportunity. So who knows, what's your next best opportunity? Many of us, when we got into sales, we're not planning to do sales, and we found ourselves there somehow. I shared with you a story yesterday, how I got into sales. If you didn't watch that video, I'll put a link. So I'm sure you can probably see it on page to watch that video. But the point is, you just want to make sure that you don't want to be a victim of these things by quitting. Number one, if you quit, it means you're going to be starting again. You're not going to continue from where you stopped into another profession. So it's not like, oh, I've done 3 years here and I'm going to now move into this other profession and I'll continue. No. If you quit because things are difficult, see, it's one thing to move forward because you said, hey, for career progress, for more money, for more greater opportunities, I want to take this step. That's fine. But if you quit because things are not working, you realize that the ladder you climbed to get to where you are, by the time you move to another location or another profession, you'll be starting from the bottom of the ladder again to climb again. So it's not like from the ladder you climbed, you will move to the top of the ladder, or from where you stopped in the ladder, you will get to the other ladder. No, from where you got to in the ladder, you will come down and you will climb again. Number 2, quitting will mean all the things that happen downwards will have been wasted, because things grow downwards first before they grow upwards. Before a plant starts to shoot on the surface of the soil, the seed died under, and it was establishing its roots, digging through the rock. And you know that when things grow downwards, there's a lot of resistance, right? A lot of resistance, because for something to grow down, it is fighting the rocks, the sand, the soil, all the materials. It is pushing its way through. When it has pushed its way through, and nature says we are satisfied, what will happen? It will start to grow upwards. And when it goes upwards, guess what? There's no resistance anymore. It is free. So are you in a place where you have been able to grow downwards? and you are about to grow upwards, which is free, but you are saying, I think I want to give up. No, you hang in there. Quit when things are going well, not when things are bad. Quitting means, number 3, quitting means momentum built this far will be gone. Imagine pushing a stone. I saw an image online a few months ago. It was a man who was pushing a big rock over a hill. He was moving it to the top of a hill. Moving it, and you could tell so much effort. At the time, he turned and was using his back to move the rock up the hill. He got to a point where the rock got to the top of the hill, it just slid down easily and quickly. So are you in that place where the momentum you're building momentum? You're building momentum. Sometimes when you drive, you want to go up a slopey hill, and it looks like you try to go up the hill, the car doesn't seem to go because it's really steep. You reverse back, then you accelerate, then you go. So when you've built that momentum, it's now time to climb the hill. Things will now look very tough. Things will now look difficult. It will look like you're not making progress. Hang in there. Hang in there. I tell people a story about how I grew a portfolio of $3.5 million to $7 million. Before that happened, it was several months of things looking like nothing was happening. No progress was being made. That's how it looked. But you just want to hang in there, and you'll be amazed what would happen as a result. Now, why are routines important? You see, successful people do daily what unsuccessful salespeople do occasionally. This means that if you want to look at your future in your sales career, you would look at your routines. What are you doing daily? What do you do every day? There are things you must do every day that would guarantee that tomorrow will be better than today. Are you aware that? Look at how far you've come. The routines that you started from home to school is what has brought you this far. The routines in terms of how committed you were to those things, from as simple as brushing your teeth every morning, having your bath, going for lectures, all those routines has brought you to where you are right now. If you took those things seriously and you gave yourself to those things, your results will be different from somebody who didn't. So I'm just trying to let you know that your routines is what will shape you and project you for tomorrow and project you for the coming months. I'll get to routines shortly now, but let me just say why some people are uninspired. They've tried things in the past, and the things they tried, it looks like, oh, they're not working. It's not working because they didn't understand the principle that things grow downwards first before they go upwards. They didn't understand the principle that life demands that you build momentum. So they've tried and they feel like this thing is not going the way I expect it to go. One of the things you can do is, because people have gone before you in this road, in this path, in this track, because most likely in your organization, there are people who are doing well in this profession. So therefore, it is not the profession that's the issue. It could just be from your end. So one of the things you want to do now, if you've had bad past results consistently, is the fact that because your mind will constantly be replaying the past experiences, it will keep your body in the past. So you want to create new images and new pictures of the future. You want to close your eyes, if possible, and see what tomorrow will be like. See yourself winning. See yourself succeeding. Ladies and gentlemen, imagination works very well. Many years ago, we used to have MPR sessions, monthly performance review. I'm just trying to show you how powerful it is to create these pictures. And when we had these monthly performance reviews, it was really, really tough. So much pressure from the office, so much pressure. Everybody was concerned when we went for these MPRs, we used to call them. So on this particular occasion, I was told I was going to be presenting during the MPR on Saturday. This was a Friday. Man, ladies and gentlemen, I was under so much pressure, so tensed. While at the office that day, I was putting together my slides, my heart was racing. So I remember when I go home, I had already learned about the power of imagination, and I would sit down and I would try to see myself in that monthly performance review. I would see myself getting a standing ovation, getting an applause, and I would just zero in there and just say, see it happening. We got to the MPR the next day, during the MPR session. Now I tried to carry this picture in my mind, right? From that Friday to Saturday, into Saturday morning, I just tried to carry that picture in my mind of what it would look like if I got a standing ovation. But remember, my slides were not good enough for that particular month. My performance was not satisfactory. So trying to expect a standing ovation when the circumstances didn't look right was a daring feat. I go in for the NPR, and at the beginning of the NPR, they just announced that all those of you selling to high net worth individuals, you won't be presenting today. Hey, I said, hey, my imagination worked. The things I was imagining finally worked. So I was so happy, I was so relaxed. And I was just watching as people were being put on the spot, asked questions, faced a lot of pressure, and I just enjoyed myself. While the NPR was going, as I was listening, one of our regional managers, she stood up and she was walking around. Of course, I noticed her in a yellow dress, just walking around. She was not my boss. I don't report to her, so it's not a problem. While she was walking around, all of a sudden, she stopped in front of me and she says, "You." Now, I didn't think it was me because, of course, I don't report to her, so I don't know how she would have known me. She says, "You." So I look back, like, who is she talking to? Everybody now said, "He's talking to you," because I kept on looking back. When I realized I was the one, I quickly got up and I said, "Yes, ma'am." She now asked me a question about our products. She asked me a question and I gave the answer. She asked me another question. I gave the answer. She asked me another question. I gave the answer. She said, "Can you give this man a round of applause?" And that was how I got a standing ovation. Ladies and gentlemen, what was the imagination I had before the NPR? My imagination was, I want to see myself getting a standing ovation. Even though there was no evidence, nothing to show that was good enough for a standing ovation. But I got it at the end of the day. What I'm trying to tell you is that you may not see anything that shows that you are the person that can bring in sales now. But can you just take a daring step and imagine? Because it is free. See what it would look like if you were bringing sales all of a sudden. You were a top-selling salesperson. And you'll see that it would bring a fresh inspiration. So here are some routines that you want to deploy for consistent results, for consistent sales. Number one, practice seeing yourself win daily. Practice seeing yourself win every day. See yourself succeeding. See, for routines to be routines, there must be a set time. There must be a set time. This means you want to do these things at a particular time every day. If you don't have a time for it and you want to allow your emotions and you want to allow a free time in your schedule to get it done, it will not be done consistently. We will never have enough time for everything. We will always only have time for things that are important to us. So practice seeing yourself win daily. Number two, get the right knowledge. You see, I always encourage salespeople, spend at least 7 hours. It may not be in one day. Spend at least 7 hours listening to materials on sales. You can decide 1 hour every day for a week. It will change everything for you. At least 7 hours. And I would encourage you to listen to the same person. Same content, 7 hours. Go through our YouTube channel, watch all the videos, and count to be sure that it's 7 hours. You will see what would happen. New knowledge will bring new inspiration. One of the greatest ways to find motivation is personal development. Because personal development gives you hope unless you realize that there is more to the world than just you, than what you are facing. And will let you see the possibilities of a greater tomorrow. So get knowledge. Understand your industry as well. After you get knowledge in selling skills, go through another 7 hours, get knowledge concerning your industry. Listen to authorities and thought leaders in your industry and just hear them out for 7 hours. Interest will start to build. Interest will start to build. See, where your attention goes, your heart goes. Where your heart goes, your ability goes. So give product knowledge attention. Give knowledge about selling attention. Give industry knowledge about your industry attention. Give product knowledge attention. And your heart will head in that direction. Then finally, have a set time for prospecting. Choose a time. I'm going to prospect at a certain time every day. And make it religious. Oh, I prospect by 11 a.m. And during that time, it's either you're making cold calls or you're building a list of people to go and visit. Just make sure that if you do these 3 things consistently, you set a time for it, you find out that you would have a routine that will build consistent sales. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, action trumps desire. Action changes everything. So please put this to work. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, to comment, to subscribe. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for the next session. Talk to you soon.